Hello students, welcome to this session on direct indirect speech. This is an SSC, this is basically a video for SSC CGLE students. And the topic for the day, as you can see out here, is going to be direct indirect speech. So this is a short short video class for the scene. So just to put it quickly in short, what is direct speech? So if I say, I asked my mother, how are you? So that is direct speech. Now, indirect or reported speech would be something like, I inquired with my mother if she was feeling well or if she was feeling fine. So that is indirect speech. So again, this is a very common question type in SSC CGLE where they may give you a sentence in direct speech and ask you to convert it into indirect, or the question could be in indirect speech, you could be asked to convert it into direct speech, either way. These are pretty easy questions also. So as a part of this session, we are going to be covering like around 20 questions, and we'll see how to go about them. So the questions used in this presentation are actual questions which have appeared in the recent SSC CGLE exams. So these questions appeared very recently in the exam some time ago, and we have picked up those questions. And the copyright of these belong to the body conducting the SSC CGLE exam. So this session is going to be part one of direct indirect speech. And after some time, we'll also have a part two handout wherein we'll be discussing some more questions. So today we'll be doing around 20. In the next handout, we'll be doing 20 more. So let's start off. In the following question, a sentence has been given in direct indirect speech. Out of the four alternatives suggested, select the one which best expresses the same sentence in indirect or direct speech. So if it's direct, I convert it into indirect. If it's indirect, I convert it into direct. The doctor said, well, what can I do for you? So this is, of course, in direct speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. So what I would request you friends to do is you can just pause this video for a minute, read the option, see which one is the best possible way of rephrasing it in indirect speech, and then we can solve it. So the doctor said, well, what can I do for you? The doctor wanted to know what he could do for her. Okay. Now the only problem in this is we don't know if the person you was a girl or not. But apart from that, everything else seems to be fine because this is an inquiry. So wanted is fine. And as we know, we convert the verb from present tense into past tense. So can ka past form is could. So all that seems to be okay. The doctor said that he couldn't do anything for her, but now the meaning is changing. He said he can do something, not that he cannot do something. So 2 gets wrong. The doctor asked what he couldn't do for her. Again, based on the same lines, 3 is eliminated. The doctor wondered what he could do for her. Okay. But wondering is something like, is there something I can do for you? So the question was, the doctor said, is there something I can do for you? Then I can say he was wondering. But then it's not in that form. He's just asking if I can do something. That's why the wondering part also becomes wrong. The answer is option number 1. The doctor wanted to know what he could do for her. All right, guys. So option number 1 becomes the right answer. Now let's try the next question. Just try this one. Again, you can pause the video for a minute and then try it out. So she asked Ravi, what is worrying you? Now this again is in direct speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. So she asked Ravi what is worrying him. Option number 1. The problem is this is in present tense. So this should ideally have been what was worrying him, because the main verb in the quotes is converted from whatever it is into its corresponding past form. That not being over here, 1 becomes wrong. She asks Ravi what was worrying him. Now here, well, this part is fine. This part is wrong because asked here should also be asked. So 2 becomes wrong. She asks Ravi what is worrying him. Again, both are in present tense. She asked Ravi what was worrying him. So this asked is retained and this is became was. So option number 4. She asked Ravi what was worrying him. Option number 4 becomes the right answer. Of course, this being Ravi, so the him is also correct. So option number 4 became the right answer. All right, guys, I hope this makes sense. Now let's try the third question. Again, you can pause it for a minute, try it, and then we can discuss. What makes you so sad? She asked Manoj. So this is in direct speech. Again, I have to convert it from direct to indirect. So she asked Manoj what makes him so sad. Now, while the she asked Manoj part is fine, the him is also fine. This becomes a problem because if it makes over here, it should be made. So one therefore becomes wrong. She asks Manoj what him so sad. अब यहाँ पे maid को पूरी तरीके से they have there's no maid over here at all, and again this asks is there, so 2 gets eliminated. She asked Manoj, okay, what made him so sad? So this asked is retained properly and this becomes made. So 3 seems to be okay. She asks Manoj what makes him so sad. Both are in present tense. So again, wrong. So option number 3 becomes the right answer. All right, guys. I hope this makes sense. Option number 3 is correct. Now let's try the fourth question. Please don't cry, he said. Again, so this is in direct speech. I have to convert it into the indirect form. So he begged that I should not cry. Okay. The problem here is that over here is becoming an issue, and it's not like a compulsion, it's more of a request. If you're begging somebody, then you can't say should, because should is more of a compulsory action. So one becomes a problem. He begged me not to cry. Okay, now this seems to be okay because please him. So correspondingly, I have begged. So 2 seems all right. He said to please him and not cry, but this please, he's not asking you to please him, he's requesting you not to cry. So 3 becomes wrong. He told me not to cry. Here the please wala element is not coming. Told is wrong. So option number 4 is also incorrect. 2 becomes the right answer. Due to the please part, the begged part is correct. He begged me not to cry. All right, friends. Now let's try the fifth question. Priya advised me not to go to school the next day. So now this is an indirect speech. So now I have to do the reverse. I have to convert indirect to direct. So Priya advised me not to go to school the next day. Don't go to school next day, Priya said to me. Okay, now while in this everything seems okay, next day is wrong, right? Because next day is in reported speech. It should ideally be tomorrow. So when I'm telling you, okay, tomorrow you need to do something, I wouldn't say the next day you have to do it. I'll say tomorrow you have to do it. So because of next day, option number 1 gets incorrect. Otherwise it was fine. Don't go to school tomorrow, Priya said to me. So this tomorrow is also okay. The said part is also okay. So 2 seems fine. Priya said, will you not go to school tomorrow? Now this is a question. Whereas in my question, I had to make it like a piece of advice. So 3 gets eliminated. Priya told me that don't go to school tomorrow. Now this was totally fine except for the that. As we know, that doesn't come in direct speech, that comes in indirect speech. And this is a reverse conversion. So my answer is option number 2. Priya said to me, don't go to school tomorrow. This is an example of indirect speech to direct speech. Now let's try the 6th one. The teacher said the earth revolves around the sun. So this is an example of a universal truth. And as we know, when it comes to universal truths, the verb inside is not converted into its past form because it's always going to be true. So it's retained in the present form. Okay, so the teacher said that the earth is being revolving around the sun. But the problem here is being revolving. Then I'm making it into present continuous. Whereas it's a general truth, I have to go for simple present. So one gets eliminated. The teacher said that the earth revolves around the sun. Now this seems okay because I'm retaining the simple present tense inside the reported speech part. The teacher said that the earth revolved around the sun, but then I can't make this into past as this is a universal truth. So 3 gets eliminated. The teacher said that the earth had been revolving around the sun. Again, I'm changing the tense. So option number 2 is correct. The teacher said that the earth revolves around the sun. All right. Now let's try this one. Nisha said to Swati, will you help me in my project just now? So this is a direct question. I have to convert it into indirect speech. So Nisha told Swati whether she'll help her in a project just now. The problem here is it's more of a question. So I have to ask Nisha, ask Swati, or Nisha questioned Swati, something like that. And again, this will would ideally be converted into would or something. So one gets eliminated. Nisha asked Swati if she would help her in a project just then. So the now became then, me became her, will became would. So 2 seems to be okay. Nisha questioned to Swati that will you help me in my project just now? So this 2 is first of all wrong. And even this will should have become would, this you should have become her, so on and so forth. So 3 is wrong. Nisha asked to Swati that will she help her in her work. Again, this 2 is wrong. The will should become would, so that is also wrong. So option number 4 therefore is clearly wrong. Option number 2, like we discussed, is my answer. So option number 2. All right. Now the 8th question, do you want some more chocolates? Asked my cousin. So like we discussed before, you can pause this video for a minute, try this question and then get back. Do you want some more chocolates? Asked my cousin. So this is direct speech. It's a direct speech ka question. I have to convert it into indirect speech. My cousin asked me if I want some more chocolates. While the first part is correct, this want should have become wanted. As I convert this into past tense, so one becomes wrong. My cousin said to me if I wanted more chocolates, but then this said is wrong here because it should be asked. It's a question. So 2 becomes wrong. My cousin asked me that I wanted some more chocolate. Now this ideally should be chocolates, and also if whether something like that should be used. Now that becomes wrong. So 3 is again incorrect. My cousin asked me whether I wanted some more chocolates. Generally, when it's like when it's like a question with 2 alternatives, yes and no, I use a if or I use a whether, something like that. So option number 4 therefore becomes the best answer. Even here, if they're given as asked, my cousin asked me if I wanted some more chocolates, even that would have been right. But as it is said, 2 became wrong. The right answer here is option number 4. Okay, the 9th question. I said to my friends, let's go for a picnic. Let's go to a picnic for a change. Guys, like we discussed, you can pause this video if you want, try it and then get back and check. I said to my friends, let us go to a picnic for a change. So this is a question in direct speech, and I have to convert it now into indirect speech. So I asked my friends if they would go to a picnic for a change. Okay. But now is this a question or it's more of a suggestion, or it's more of like, okay, can we do it? So it's like a suggestion. So this asked became wrong. Otherwise, the other part seemed okay. One becomes wrong. I asked my friends to go to a picnic. Again, it's not asking. I permitted my friends to go to a picnic, but permitted means I'm giving permission. Here I'm giving a suggestion, not a permission. So 3 became wrong. I suggested to my friends that we should go to a picnic for a change. So it's more of a suggestion. So option number 4 becomes correct. I suggested to my friends that we should go to a picnic for a change. So option number 4 became the right answer. All right, guys. This being a kind of suggestion, suggested becomes the best auxiliary modal verb to be used. Now let's try the 10th one. You can pause it for a minute, try, and then we can discuss it. Ram said to Rohan, don't run so fast. This is an example of direct speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. Ram advised Rohan, don't run so fast. Now, while this advice part was okay, this Akiwala part is almost a direct repetition of what was mentioned in the question, so it's wrong. Because Ram advised Rohan not to run so fast, we'll have to put it on those lines. So one becomes wrong. Ram asked Rohan, why is he running so fast? This is not a question, it's more of advice. So 2 becomes wrong. Ram requested Rohan not to run so fast. But it's not a request, it's more of a suggestion. There's a difference between a suggestion and a request, right? A request would come when I have something like Ram said to Rohan, please don't run so fast. Then request works well, not in this case. Ram told Rohan not to run so fast. Yes, now this seems correct. Ram said to Rohan, don't run so fast. Ram told Rohan not to run so fast. So option number 4 becomes the right answer. All right. Now let's try the 11th one. Again, direct to indirect speech hai over here. He said, I saw a snake here. He said that he had seen a snake there. Okay, seems to be correct because the said became, it was retained that, saw became seen, here became there. So one seems okay. He said that he saw a snake there, but then the saw, when it comes into the past perfect, has to become had seen. So 2 was incorrect. He said that he saw a snake there. Again, this there is fine, but the saw is wrong. It should be had seen. So 3 also is incorrect. He said that he had seen a snake, but where? This here was there, so here we should have used a there, which is missing. So because of the missing there, 4 becomes wrong. 1 is the right answer. He said that he had seen a snake there. Okay, seems fine. Okay, now the 12th one. Rohan, like we have discussed before also, you can pause it for a minute and then try. Rohan said, where shall I be this time next month? So again, now this seems to be a direct speech ka question after converted into indirect speech. So Rohan contemplated where he shall be that time the following month. Now, while the contemplation part seems okay, the shall cannot be directly used. It will have to be converted into would or something, because should would have been more of an obligation. This is more in terms of possibilities. So the shall would have should be converted to would, which is not happening here. So one gets eliminated. Rohan asked that where should be that time next month. Again, the should part is wrong and the he is missing over here. So 2 is wrong. Rohan wondered where he should be that time the next month. Okay, seems to be fine. But the thing is, when I say next month in indirect form, it should become the following month, because next month would be reported at that point of time, whereas reported speech could be read at any point of time. And again, the should becomes wrong because it's not obligation. So should is wrong, next is wrong. So 3 becomes wrong. And option number 4, Rohan wondered where he would be that time the following month. So wondering has come over here. The shall became would, the next became following. So option number 4 seems perfect. All right, guys, 4 is perfect. Now the 13th one. Rashmi said to me, where is the telephone exchange? So again, this is a direct speech ka question, needs to be converted into indirect speech. All right. So Rashmi asked me that where the telephone exchange was. Now, while this seems to be completely correct, in the sense that the is has become was, the said has become asked, both there and were aren't required. Where would have been enough. So because of the extra, that one became wrong. Rashmi asked me where the telephone exchange was. Yes, now this seems perfect. The where is retained, the is became was seems to be right. Rashmi asked me where was the telephone exchange. Now, when we convert the question into indirect speech, the auxiliary won't come here. It comes at the end, like in this case. So because of the wrong positioning of the auxiliary, 3 becomes wrong. And Rashmi wanted to know where the telephone exchange was. Okay, now the thing is, between 2 and 4, while everything else is fine, when I say Rashmi wanted to know versus Rashmi asked me, 2 is better because the me is not retained over here. So when I say Rashmi wanted to know, she could have asked anyone else also and not me. Whereas the question clearly said this question was asked to me. That's why 4 also becomes wrong. 2 becomes the best answer. So Rashmi asked me where the telephone exchange was. All right, guys. The foreman said to his workers, I cannot pay you higher wages. So this is direct speech. This have to be converted into indirect. Or there's a small typing error here. It should not be to, it should be the. The foreman said to his workers, I cannot pay you higher wages. Okay. The foreman warned his workers that he cannot pay them higher wages. So while the warning word, of course, is a problem here, it's too strong a word. Also, this cannot have to be converted into could not. I can't retain it as it is. So because of both of these reasons, one becomes wrong. The foreman told his workers that he could not pay them higher wages. So the cannot has become could not. So in my opinion, 2 could be the right answer. The foreman told his workers that they could not be paid higher wages. So the problem is who could not pay them? He could not pay them, right? That part needs to be retained, which is missing over here. So 3 becomes wrong. The foreman forbid his workers to pay higher wages. Now this has become the reverse. The foreman is saying, I cannot pay you. Whereas 4 means he's telling them that they cannot pay the higher wages to someone else. So the workers are not paying people, right? The workers are getting paid. So 4 is becoming the reverse of the question. So keeping that in mind, option number 2 becomes the best answer. All right, guys. Now the 15th one, like we discussed, you can just pause the video for a minute if you want. Try it on your own and then check. So Neha said, need I write a letter? So this is now in direct speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. So Neha said, need I write a letter? So Neha asked if she have to write a letter, but then need ka past form is not have, right? It could have been something like had. So one gets eliminated. Neha asked if she had been writing a letter, but when I say she had been writing, that means she was already writing it. Whereas she's asking, can I write or not? So 2 gets eliminated. Neha asked of writing a letter. 2 incomplete and grammatically wrong. Neha asked if she had to write a letter. Yes. So this is more of a question. Should I write it? Should I not write it? Something like that. So option number 4 becomes the best answer. All right, guys. The principal said, be quiet, girls. So direct speech question needs to be converted into indirect speech. Okay. The principal called girls and ordered them to be quiet. Okay, but the calling wala part over here is extra. There's no talk of calling anywhere, so one gets wrong. The principal commanded the girls that they be quiet, but the principal commanded the girls to be quiet would have been fine. That they would not have been needed. So 2 is wrong. The principal urged the girls to be quiet. Okay. The principal said that the girls should be quiet. But then again, 4 by keeping set is not bringing out the command wala feeling, which 3 is having. So between 3 and 4, I'll eliminate 4 and go for option number 3. The principal urged the girls to be quiet. All right, guys. I hope you're able to follow this. Now let's come to the 17th question. The teacher said to the student, have you brought your lunch? So this is direct speech, needs to be converted into indirect speech. The teacher said to the student, have you brought your lunch? The student was asked by the teacher about bringing his lunch, but the about here becomes wrong. It's more of his inquiring, have you brought it or not? So the about over here becomes wrong, so one gets eliminated. The teacher asked the student if he would be bringing his lunch, but would have worked if you had a will. They said to the student, will you bring your lunch? So if he would be bringing, then it would have been correct. But I have and not will, so 2 gets incorrect. The teacher asked the student if he had brought his lunch. The have here has become had. 3 seems to be fine. The teacher asks the student if he has brought his lunch, but this has is again wrong. It should have been had. So option number 3. All right, guys. 17th, option number 3 would have been correct. Okay. Now let's try the 18th one. Rajesh ordered his driver to do as he was told. So this is an example of indirect speech. I have to convert indirect to direct. So Rajesh ordered his driver, do as you are told. Okay. Rajesh said to his driver, do as I told you. Okay. Rajesh said to his driver, do as you are told. Rajesh said to his driver, do as you were told. Now, this I have a was over here, right? So if I have a was in the reported speech, it should be are in the normal speech. So 2 gets eliminated and 4 gets eliminated. I'm left with 1 and 3. Rajesh ordered his driver, do as you are told. Rajesh said to his driver, do as you are told. Now, when I have ordered in the indirect speech, in the direct speech, it should be said to his driver. Because in the direct speech, we don't use a word like ordered. If I use ordered, then I don't need to say do as you are told. Now, it's understood it's an order. So ordered is always used in indirect speech and not in direct speech. So because of that, 1 is eliminated, 3 is the right answer. All right, guys. So when I have these auxiliaries like requested, permitted, ordered, we never use them in direct speech. Direct Namesha, we'll keep it like said. It's in the indirect form that I use these auxiliaries so that the meaning gets conveyed properly. So when it's eliminated, option number 3 becomes the right answer. Okay. He said, let it rain, I have to go. So this is in direct speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. Okay. He persisted that he did not care for the rain and he had to go. Yes, because it's like rain hoga to bhi kya farak padta? I have to go. Let it rain, I have to go. So he persisted that he did not care for the rain and that he had to. This seems to be okay. He said that the rain can't stop him to go out, but then it should have been from going out, right? And not to go out. So because this part is wrong, 2 gets eliminated. He exclaimed that let it rain, but he will go. Now there are 2 problems here. Firstly, it would have been he would go and not he will go. An exclamation would normally end with an exclamation mark, which is not happening here. So exclaimed also is incorrect. So option number 3 is wrong. He said that he can't go just because it is raining, but it's reverse, right? He's saying that I will go even if it's raining. He's not saying I can't go. So this can't part is wrong. So option number 4 is also eliminated. Option number 1 becomes the right answer. All right, guys. And lastly, question number 20. Like we discussed earlier, you can pause the video for a minute Try it and then check. The old man said, "Thanks, I shall never forget this kindness, Ankit." So this is indirect speech. I have to convert it into indirect speech. The old man applauded Ankit for his kindness and he shall never forget. But the problem is, while the applauded part still seems okay, the shall should have been converted into should or would or something like that. Na? It could not be retained in the present tense. So one is wrong. The old man thanked Aniket and assured him that he would never forget his kindness. Yes. So the thanked part is fine from here. The assured part is also okay. And the shall has become would. So 2 seems to be fine. Ankit was being thanked by the old man for his kindness towards an old man. But then it's too repetitive, right? For this kindness towards him, this old man again wasn't required. A him or something could have been enough. So 3 gets eliminated. The old man said thank you to Ankit for his kindness. Now this is grammatically incorrect. So option number 2 becomes the right answer. All right, guys. Okay. So with this, I come to an end of this session. I hope you found this lecture useful, and whatever we discussed, we'll also have a part 2 of this session pretty soon. But guys, direct indirect speech, just like active passive voice, is an important part of the SSC CGD exam, and these questions are pretty easy. Once you know the do's and don'ts and how to go about them, they are pretty easy to solve. So please go through this video, do practice these questions, and all the best for your exam. Okay, thank you everyone.